Assalamu alaikum, shalom alaikum friends. I'm here at Wadi Mujib in Jordan, and it's a absolutely breathtaking, beautiful summer day. Not too hot yet, but this is Wadi Mujib, and down in the bottom of this canyon is the Arnon River. This is an important ancient boundary between Moab to the south there across the river. That plateau that you're looking at on the other side is the ancient land of Moab. And on this side was the southern end of the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, the southern end of Gilead. Just an absolutely beautiful, striking valley here. And down that valley to the west is the Dead Sea. Impressive. So this river was crossed by a very famous woman. Her name was Ruth, and Ruth broke a curse. I want to tell you about this curse. It was a curse placed upon the children of Moab because of their lack of hospitality to the children of Israel. And it's recorded for us in Deuteronomy 23 verse 3. It's to the 10th generation that the children of Moab were not to be welcomed into the assembly of those who were Torah observant, observed the laws of God, the ways of God, to the 10th generation forever. But what did it mean forever, and what did it mean to the 10th generation? Well, when you go back and you look at, and you count the number of generations, okay? And I'm just going to kind of parallel some names here for you. But Abraham had a brother, his name was Haran, and Abraham's nephew was Lot, and Lot was the father of Moab. So Moab would have been of the generation of Jacob, or Israel, as he was. His name was changed to Israel, and so that's where we begin our 10 generations. Okay, we begin it with Israel because talking about, to your 10th generation. So to Israel's 10th generation, an equivalent on the Moabite side. Of course, we don't know all the genealogy of Ruth, but we do know it on the side of Judah. It's recorded for us in the genealogy of Yeshua. And so from Judah he had Perez, and Perez Hezron, and Hezron Ram, Aminadab. And then we get to some more recognizable names like Nahshon and Salmon. Salmon was the one who married Rahab, the harlot from the city of Jericho. And then Salmon's son Boaz would have been the 9th generation from Israel, or the 9th generation from Moab, roughly. There were 9 generations between the beginning of Moab and the beginning of Israel and Boaz. Now, Ruth, in her faith, she said, your people will be my people, your God will be my God. And she crossed this river with her mother-in-law, Naomi, and went back to their hometown of Bethlehem. It's all recorded for us in the book of Ruth. And there she married Boaz, who was of the 9th generation, and they had a child by the name of Obed. So Obed would have been the 10th generation. Of course, Obed would have been a very leading figure in the community. His son was Jesse, and his grandson was David, the king. Started the Davidic kingdom. And so really Ruth helped break the curse on the Moabites. And she was of that 9th generation. Her children were able to enter the assembly then, Obed, the 10th generation. So that curse is broken today. The children of Moab are more than welcome to honor the one true God and to keep his commandments and his laws and follow his prophets. And so don't let anyone ever tell you that this part of the world is cursed and cursed eternally. It's not. That curse was broken by the faith of a woman, by Ruth, who was willing to cross this massive Wadi Mujib, cross the Arnon River, cross the borders of Moab, and claim a new God and a new family. So keep that in mind. Whenever there's a curse, or if there's something that even feels like a curse, step out in faith, break it in the name of the God who breaks curses and brings reconciliation, peace, and he's gonna bring ultimate peace between all these houses and all these lines, these genealogical lines. And so I look forward to that day, and may that peace be with you. Salam and shalom.